Instructor Selnet? You look as though you haven't eaten in days. Although by the sounds of it, you really haven't. Nor have you been drinking anything. I was saddened to hear the news about Rufina as well. But unfortunate accidents are a fact of life, especially in our line of work. It's the risk we all choose to shoulder when we depart on a mission. Kill me. Excuse me? I've got no reason to be a knight anymore. I've got no reason to even live anymore. And if someone has to kill me, I couldn't ask for anyone better than you. I doubt I'd even have the time to feel pain before you were done. So, if that is your wish, in what world did you think I would happily oblige to such an asinine request? You do remember what you said when you first became a squire, You said you offered your soul to the goddess above, and your body and blood to her church here on Earth. After swearing that, you think you have the right to beg for death, much less a painless one? Don't make me laugh. Still, I was reluctant to even relay this information for you. But after seeing how pathetic a state you're in, perhaps it won't be so difficult after all. Squire of the Growlsritter, Kevin Graham. From this day on, you are to assume the position of Fifth Dominion. Your appointment was decided by the Congregation of the Sacraments, and even His Holiness the Pope has given his approval. The job is yours. What? I imagine you must at least have heard rumors that the position of Fifth Dominion was vacant. Has been for several decades, too. Congratulations. It turns out that position was meant for you. How the hell did that baby squire I once helped teach reach the same rank as me? I'm sure the 5th Merkaba will be pleased to finally see the light of day. Why? Oh, and incidentally, it's tradition to take on a title of your choosing after becoming a Dominion. You might want to start giving some thought to what you want sooner rather than later. As you already know, mine is Carnelia. Simple a name as it is. I don't care about titles. I don't care about any of those things. Why? Why me? I couldn't even protect Rufina from... Why me? And to that I say, that is of no consequence here. What is of consequence is that Rufina Argent was a highly capable knight. She may not have manifested a stigma of her own, but her problem-solving abilities were at times greater than even a Dominion's. Her loss would be keenly felt, and it will be up to our new 5th Dominion to fill it. The words of His Eminence the Cardinal. Oh, this is rich. This is just rich. Oh man, it's so funny it hurts. I became a knight to protect Rufina. Then I end up shooting to the top of the ranks over her dead body. Amazing, huh? Who could have seen that coming? I wish I could go back in time to tell myself when I signed up what was gonna happen just to see my own face. So, what will you do? I should make it clear that you do have the right to refuse your new appointment. Admittedly, no one in the Growlsritter 1,000-year history has turned down a Dominion position, so doing so would be unprecedented. But still... Well, no shit. No. I humbly accept my new position. I'm ready to start work as soon as it's there for me. Hell, start piling it on me today, I'm up for it. Alright then. I'll see what I can do. Oh, and don't hold back on me either. Throw me the really hard stuff. The kind you need to be a masochist to want to take on. And that title thing? Let's go with Heretic Hunter, okay? That sounds just perfect.
Wow, so that's what happened. The more I hear, the more off the wall everything happening here sounds.
I'm not surprised. We're making progress on working out what's going on, thankfully. We know the place we're in is called Phantasma, and about how it's its own unique rules that govern it. We also know that all of us were chosen based on some criteria, then drawn into it. We still have plenty of questions that need answering, but they can largely be summed up by the following three. 1. Who is the Lord of Phantasma and Schwarzritter? What is the cube and the identity of the ghost who appears to be connected to it? 3. What is Phantasma and how did it come to exist?
That's a pretty succinct way of putting it.
There are other questions, of course, but it's true that most of those generally fall under those three in the same way. Why there are fiends running around comes under number 3, for example.
Dividing everything up like that does make it a lot easier to understand, yeah. Oh, but wait. Where does Kevin falling unconscious come into all this? You made it sound like the cause of it was him fighting against some giant devil. Yeah, it's kind of like the power he used to save us when we were trapped in that barrier. The one that made that red symbol show up on his back.
I haven't got any idea what it was either. It's possible it may be some form of thaumaturgy passed down through the church, but I can hardly be sure.
Joshua? Do you think you know what it could have been?
I think I do. I can't be sure, but I think it's a stigma.
Seriously? Isn't that the thing that appeared on your shoulder?
Yeah, it was. What you saw was a physical manifestation of an image Weissman had placed deep within my mind in order to control me. Kevin's is likely the same, save the control factor. However, I have a feeling his is also significantly more powerful than mine was.
Well spotted, Joshua.
Ries?
Say, how's Kevin doing? His condition seems to have marginally improved, but what he did resulted in a heavy burden being placed on his mind, so I think it would be best for him to rest for a while longer. That's a relief.
He sure knows how to give people a fright. Do you mind if I get clarification on something, Ries? Was my theory correct?
Yes, it was. He did indeed use the power of his stigma. However, the key difference between his and yours is that his is one of the original kind, on which yours was likely based. A seal carved into a person's very soul, said to manifest only the dominions of the Grausritter. What's a dominion?
I've heard rumors of their existence personally. The Dominions are a group of 12 knights who lead the Grausritter. They're supposed to possess incredible power.
That's also correct. Their stigmas are the source of that power. They allow the people who possess them to strengthen their body beyond what most would think humanly possible, as well as use high-level thaumaturgy far exceeding the capabilities of other knights. As I'm sure you've pieced together, Kevin is one of them. Specifically, the 5th Dominion. Are we even talking about the same Kevin who's been leading us around before? It sure doesn't feel like it. Sorry, but I'm a bit confused. Did Kevin have his stigma implanted within him like Joshua did? No. Ordinarily, stigmas aren't carved in that manner. They appear on their own without human intervention. There are 12 dominions, and that number has always been consistent throughout history. There are times when spots are left unfilled because the stigma bearer to fill them has yet to appear. But they're always out there, whether their stigma has manifested or not. That's so weird, don't you think? So does that mean the stigma Joshua had?
Mine was only a replica of the real thing. Weissman was originally a clergyman, so
He probably had access to ways of making such a thing. Oh yeah, I forgot he said that. He used to be a bishop in the Congregation for the Sacraments, which is the organization that the Growls are answers to. Even back in those days, he was in contact with Ouroboros and stealing numerous sacraments from the church. Things that were stolen included a vast amount of literature and research on the stigmas of the Dominions. We believe he went on to use that material as a basis to realize his dream of creating some sort of superhuman over within the society.
I thought so. Still, while I think I have a vague understanding of just what these stigmas are now, I'm still not clear how using that power led Kevin to collapse. Does that risk naturally come with the use of your stigma's power? Or is there something more to it?
Well, I don't know exactly why, but Kevin very rarely uses the power of his stigma at all. I've heard that the only time he relies on it is when disposing of those he brands heretics. In other words, those whose sins are too great for them to ever be able to walk the path of righteousness ever again. Disposing of? That's so ominous.
So let me get this straight. He used a superpower he barely uses out of nowhere, and that caused him to black out?
That's what I believe is likely the case.
I see. I think I understand well enough now. Are you sure it's fine for you to be telling us this?
Yes. I'm almost positive Kevin was planning on telling you himself before he fell unconscious. And I believe telling you all is necessary in order to ensure your cooperation in the rest of our investigation. Well, if you're sure. Wait, does that mean... If no one has any objections, I'd like to take Kevin's place and lead till he wakes up again. Is that alright with everyone?
No problems here.
Are you sure you don't want to stay here, though? I would have thought you wanted to stay and look after him. Before he collapsed, Kevin entrusted me with a cube. As such, I believe this is my duty as a squire in his service. So please, don't worry about me. Right now, I'd much rather be helping all of you. Well, if you're sure.
I personally see no reason to say no. The remaining members will be sure to look after Kevin. You won't have to worry about a thing, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What's wrong, Estelle?
Well... So, Ries, I've got a favor I want to ask if you don't mind. Would you mind if I came with you when you head out to explore? Is there a specific reason?
Estelle?
Well, it's just, I've only just returned to the world of the living, right? I feel like I want to go and see what's going on for myself. And I mean, I'm a bracer, so I doubt I'll get in your way or anything. So, would you mind? Not in the least. I'd love it if you accompanied me. Thanks. Sorry for up and deciding that on my own, Joshua.
Sorry? For what? If that's what you want to do, then you won't hear any complaints from me. We'll be counting on you to do a good job backing Ries up.
You know it. Whoa. I thought I was ready after you guys told me what happened, but seeing the place you once trained at like this is weird. So this warp thingy here is gonna take us to the next plane? That's right. The next should be the 5th. Presumably the first of the more advanced game boards the Lord of Phantasma mentioned. We're gonna be in for a really tough ride, aren't we? But hey, we've come through plenty of those just fine. We can knock this one out too. I certainly hope so. Something wrong? No. But I do have a question. Why did you specifically put your name forward to accompany me? Huh? Is it really that big a deal? I can't think of any specific reason you could have to offer to support me. And yet when making your request, your eyes were filled with determination and resolve. So it wasn't something you did on a whim. You don't mind my inquiry, do you? No, it wasn't a whim though, so you're right about that. It's just that I don't have some big special reason for doing it either. I guess I just wanted to give something back. What do you mean? Well, like, Kevin did a lot for me back during all that trouble in Liberal. He bailed me out of trouble more times than I can count. And he helped Joshua deal with what was burdening him, too. Now he's in trouble just like we were, so it's this thing where I found myself wondering whether there was anything I could do to help. Coming and backing you up was the best way I could do that.
Estelle. Now I get it.
I'm not sure that I understand. I understand you feel indebted to Kevin, but how does helping me go towards repaying that? Isn't that obvious? You're super important to him, aren't you? What? I'm not implying you're going out or anything. Just from all I've heard and seen since getting here, it seems like you basically view each other as family. I'm not wrong, right? No, you're right. Before all this started, we hadn't met for almost 5 whole years. The only reason we met again was because of work. I'm not sure there's any bond between the two of us at all anymore. Yeah, I'm not buying that one. What's so funny? The connections between people deepen over time to become bonds. And once such bonds have been formed, they can never be broken. However far apart those people may be, no matter where life may take them, those bonds will always exist in some way. Not my words, by the way. They're just something some old guy I know said to me a while back. And I happen to agree with him. Kevin was happy to entrust everything to you without a second thought, right? You were talking like you knew what he was thinking earlier, too. About how he was going to tell us about his stigma. That's proof enough that there's still a strong bond between you. I wish I could be so confident. Still, I can understand why you wanted to come with me now. I appreciate it too. Thank you, Estelle. You're very welcome. I do have one more question, though. It's something of a personal one, however. Like what? I'll answer it if I can. There's a good chance to get to know each other. Forgive me if this sounds blunt, but do people often tell you you're too soft for your own good? What? What are you laughing for? I think I have my answer. At least let me answer before making up your mind. Screw it. Let's get going. Right behind you.
I love Estelle.
Where are we now? It seems to be another enclosed dimensional space.
Whoa! Look at this.
Like a giant labyrinth of marble in a rift between dimensions. Or at least that's how it appears. Yeah, this'll be a blast to go through. We're gonna need to put our backs into this one. Indeed. And quite immediately, too. Here comes company.
Ugh!
These are dream spiders. They're foul beasts that devour people's dreams and replace them with nightmares. Well, this plane's off to an awesome start. Well, whatever. Let's kick some devil butt.
Oh yeah! Get wrecked! No, that's not fair. Don't do that. Don't you? No. Stop it. You stop that. Oh. Shara, can you help us?
This ought to perk you up.
Ha
Go. Stand down.
ha!
Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest in peace.
I think that was the last of them. Oh, I ambushed. So, were those the kind of devils you were talking back in the garden? More specifically, it's a subspecies of devils known as dream devils. They're said to specialize in attacking the mind, and I think we've confirmed that to be perfectly accurate. We're gonna need to put in more than our backs at this rate. How about we double check our equipment one last time before we head on? That certainly sounds wise. No such thing as being too cautious.